Alright, what's up, guys? This is just a run through of the week 16 college basketball rankings. And Auburn, obviously, going to stay the number one seed after the win against Alabama. I mean, they had 14 quad one wins. Like, they've proven themselves time and time again. Janai Broom, guys like Pettiford and Baker Desara, like, they have so much depth. And then in the second spot, I love this too as well with Florida, Walter Clayton, Young, such a good backcourt, and they have notable wins. They've wins against number one Auburn. They have wins against Tennessee. Like this is a big time school. And then number three Duke as well. I agree with this. Obviously Cooper Flag, Knipple, Tyrese Proctor. They have veterans. They have young people. In my opinion, they're the best team. Like they're the best team. But I think Auburn's gonna win. But they're the best team, and the loss to Clemson hurt. But for the rest of their schedule, they have nobody hard to play, so they'll stay three or higher for the rest of the season. Moving down to Alabama after the loss versus Auburn, which honestly was a really good game, but Alabama has such a great offense, such a great rebounding. They can hang with anybody, but they have such a fast pace that you can see when they play like a really good team like Auburn. Like this could happen. But it shows that these are two of the top teams in the country, and I think Alabama's just a little bit behind these three, but they're still there. Houston just had a big win against Arizona in the last week. Roberts at the center, Cryer, they got it all. But again, they're in the Big 12, not as deep as a conference. So far, their schedule hasn't been as difficult as other teams above them, but so far, no complaints about them. Tennessee, this is where it gets pretty interesting, actually. Tennessee is arguably a one seed. I mean, Chaz Lanier, Zakai Ziegler playing the best point guard in the league. They have all these different options. But again, they have big time wins, but they also have losses that have really hurt them, and injuries have been kind of here and there with Ziegler out for a few games. But overall, a great team in a really hard NCC conference, and they were still only 21-5. But they have an insane schedule, which reminds me about the Alabama schedule. And Alabama schedule is one of the hardest that we've ever seen. A&M here is a team. They have been hot recently, really hot. If you look at their wins, they beat Ohio State, they beat Oklahoma, and then they lost two here. But they beat Missouri, they beat Ole Miss, they're Texas Tech, Purdue. They have so many good wins. It's kind of crazy, and if you look at their roster, I mean they got players up and down. Third in the SEC. Their leading scorer, I think he's averaging 15. Wade Taylor's averaging 15. He can hit massive shots. And then if we go back to the rankings, after them is Iowa State. And Iowa State, incredible defense. Curtis Jones can light it up from pretty much the entire court. Keyshawn Gilbert, they have so much guard play, it's kind of insane. But they've had a rough stretch. But then they got the guy back. I forgot his name. What's his name? He's a really hard last name to pronounce. Sorry guys, I don't know what this guy's name is. They got Milan Mamakovic. They got him back, and that is huge for them. That just increases their ability to score, and on the defensive side, he's size. It's amazing for what this could be for them. And then after that is Texas Tech, which is my dark horse going in the March Madness. I genuinely think they can make the Final Four. Texas Tech, C.J. McWilliam, J.T. Toppin, those two themselves can carry a team, and then they're just so well built. They've great wins, and I think the sky's the limit for them. St. John's, the first biggest team we see here, and I could say a lot about them. And they had one bad loss to Nova. Other than that, they've beaten every other good team in the Big East. They're a real threat. They just need to keep going, and I think they'll be a 3 seed. Wisconsin just had both these teams just had great wins against Purdue. Wisconsin, John Tajay. Where did he come from? He's a 13 All-American now. And the defense, everything about them, they just hard not to watch. Fun, fast pace. Michigan, it's the second biggest team in the whole college basketball. Danny Wolf, Like he's their power forward, pretty much do it all guy. And then third Big Ten team in a row. Actually, there's four of them. Third Big Ten team in a row. Purdue, bad losses, and Purdue like Kaufman Rent, great scorer. Fletcher Lawyer, great corner, like 3-point assassin. But it's all comes from Braden Smith, and when Braden Smith is not on, that's going to happen. Like against Wisconsin, for example, it's 6 points. Moving down to Missouri. Missouri is a very fast-paced team, a very veteran team as well. They lost to my team, Illinois, earlier in the season, but like almost beat Tennessee. They are a threat. Moving down to Marquette. I'm not the biggest fan of Marquette. They got Cam Jones, and other than that, they're not really. They don't got that much. I'm not gonna lie. They're again in the Big East. I would say they are second in the Big East, but still they got room to climb. I can see. Kentucky. They have so many top 10 wins. Like, oh my god, like Otego Oweh, like he's insane. First year without Cal, whatever. But for my prediction, they just need to get past the first couple runs in the tournament because what we've seen from them is they have the ability to beat really good teams, but against the bad teams like against Arkansas, I know it was like a revenge game, but like it's Clemson, huge win against Duke. They've been on fire recently, and I mean like second best team in the ACC. They have a real chance to win the ACC, and even if not, they're automatically in the tournament. And I think they make a deep run. Zona and Caleb Love, they've been on a tear as well. They had one bad loss. I don't know how they moved down 6. I think they should be a little bit higher. I think they're like 17, but they started off the season terrible, and then they've been winning almost every game. And then another Big Ten team, Maryland, came out of nowhere, like Gillespie, Derek Queen, what's the other guy's name? He's the center, Julian Reese. Like they have like this. Like I'm not gonna quote Ryan Hammer, but Ryan Hammer said it perfectly. They have the best starting five in the country. Mississippi State, Josh Hubbard is a absolute dog. You cannot mess with him. He seems small in it, like he's such a threat. Memphis, PJ Haggerty, Tyrese Hunter, Dane Danger, like not in a great conference, and they've had some. We could say they've had some bad losses, but had some great wins too. They're gonna win their conference quite easily. Moving on, Kansas, one of the most disappointing teams. You got Zeke Mayo. You got who else? Hunter Dickinson. You got AJ Storr coming off the bench. Like you have such a wide variety, and you're just not producing. 8 losses is not what you want to see from Kansas. Like Ole Miss, they are a great shooting team. They play such a fast pace. I mean, let's see what they've beaten and lost to. I'm kind of curious to this. I haven't been paying too much attention to Ole Miss. They lost Purdue, not a bad loss. Lost to beat Bama. I forgot about that. That was a great win, and then they went on a bad. But then they beat Kentucky, which is insane. So, they can beat good teams, but they also can't at the same time. Like Sean Padella. I mean, he's great, honestly. But like other than him, they need more people to stand up. They need more people. And then, moving back down, sorry guys. And the last in Louisville. I got another one of the sleeper teams. Like Chucky Hepburn, they started off the year terrible, and then they lost one of their best players, and now they're back. In the ACC, they are back. They are a threat. And then we can go over here. UCLA, Big Ten team, lost to Illinois, but again, Illinois is good because they're my team. UConn has just been so awful. They're risky not making the tournament. Creighton is where it gets a little interesting because Creighton's a great team, but at the same time, they don't have enough quad 1 wins, and that's what everybody's looking for. So that's the top 25 overall, and then we can hit it tonight. We got Duke, Virginia, not gonna be close. It's gonna be a really good game. Arizona versus Baylor. Caleb Love needs to go off. Jeremy Roach needs to go off. Baylor projected to win this one. This is gonna be a great game. ESPN 9 o'clock. And then one last thing, we can go to bracketology real quick to see what Joe Lundardi has for us. Auburn, Alabama. Yeah, let's see the 2 seeds: Purdue, Houston. Ooh. Yeah, Texas A&M moves down. Up to a 2 seed. Who's a 3 now? Texas Tech, Zona, Iowa State. Wow. Yeah. Guys, Guys, we're getting really close. We're getting really close to March. And I'll be dropping videos every 2 to 3 days about what happens, but we're so close to March. Have a great day today, and tomorrow's slate is generational. And then I'll be back on Thursday